Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Sean Anderson, for Ponca City Public Schools. This is our weekly sit-down with the coaches of Pohai Athletics, and today we have the athletic director of Pohai, Jason Leavitt. And I call him Coach, Coach Leavitt. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to do a wrap-up of fall sports and then jump into the winter sports because there's a lot of them. And fall sports, of course, football, cross country, softball, volleyball, and some successful seasons.
Yeah, we had some really successful seasons this fall. Just wrapped up our last fall sport right before we went on Thanksgiving break. It was football, and been a long time since we've been in the playoffs. And we got to. Fortunate enough, we got to host our playoff game here before going on the road to Muskogee. Softball had an outstanding season. Most wins we've had in a long time. Kids are really playing hard, coming around. Coaches are, working hard with the kids,
Sure.
and you can't ask for much more.
Yeah.
So volleyball, we're right there. We're turning some corners, and we got some good things coming in volleyball. Cross country, our coaches, they've got tons of kids out for cross country. It amazes me. Had some state qualifiers this year. We got to host a home regional for cross country. So everything's going great. You get the right people in the right positions, and
Right.
Get the overall culture and the buy-in, and people start to get on board with that. I like what we're doing around Ponca City, and we're really getting after it. So.
Yeah, for sure. It is a great time to be a Wildcat. It really is. And so the fall sports are behind us now. Of course, sports banquets will be happening for those individual sports if they haven't already. And we're going to get into winter sports. And basketball, as a matter of fact, in Robson Fieldhouse, as we're taping this edition of Coach's Corner today, there will be basketball happening at Robson Fieldhouse tonight. Of course, now that you're watching that those matchups with Putnam City West happened Tuesday. But as you're watching this, there will be plenty more opportunities for you to go out and support the Wildcats. Basketball, wrestling, what other winter sports do you have?
In swim. So
Swim, yeah.
Swim's had a really good start to the year. Went to Tulsa Union 10 team festival. Beat every team there. So
Wow, that's just incredible.
yeah, Coach Harris has done a good job with the swimmers over there, and so kids are competing hard.
Yeah. How many opportunities before winter break do we get to watch basketball and wrestling and swimming? Do we get more?
Yeah, we're going to have several opportunities to watch. And of course, tonight, which is Tuesday, will be our opening night for basketball at home. And then, we'll have some events in wrestling. And tonight, which is Tuesday again, we have swim.
Yeah, and we know as you're watching this, Tuesday's already happened.
It's already happened.
There is a swim meet.
There is a
today as
swim
well.
meet. And I encourage everybody to get over there and watch our swimmers as well. Put in a lot of time and hard work, just like everybody else. Our basketball programs are chomping at the bit to get in some live competition. All the scrimmages and preseason and everything leads up to now, and it's really it's just practice until the end.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
the winter sports,
and
basketball.
Don't forget about wrestling.
Basketball,
Wrestling's
wrestling,
kicking off too.
Yeah, wrestling will be kicking off. Now, when does wrestling kick off?
Wrestling's first duel is this Thursday.
This Thursday.
So,
Okay,
this
so
Thursday.
perhaps as you're watching this, you have an opportunity to get to Robson Fieldhouse and cheer on the Wildcat wrestlers. And let's talk, because we haven't had this opportunity before, boys wrestling and girls wrestling. Just like with basketball, girls and boys. Talk about that just for a little bit. How does that work? Obviously, you got to share Robson Fieldhouse, and you got to
Yeah.
divide up that mat time and all of that. I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah, we'll put them together. We'll either do one mat, two mats, and have the ladies go first or boys or however we want to work this. And a lot of it's going to depend on officials, and officials in the state are short. So those of you out there watching, there's applications.
You can become an official.
You can become an official.
Why
and
not?
get paid to go to a wrestling match.
Yeah,
and you get in free.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of excitement built around girls wrestling right now. So, I mean, we've got
how many
over
teams?
20 kids in it.
How many over 20 kids in the program for Pohai? But how many girls wrestling teams are there in the state? Will there be wrestling matches where we don't get to see the girls because the team that's coming just doesn't have a girls team?
There will be some, yes.
Okay.
Yes, there'll be some. There's it kind of depends. Not everybody's picked up girls wrestling at this point yet, but a lot more people are, and
it's getting more and more popular.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like it once we hired an official head coach for girls wrestling, it started to explode. So you know, a lot of the kids are excited about it. They've gone to several preseason tournaments and really done well. Just having limited experience in the sport, so which it's pretty neat to kind of watch something new unfold like that.
Yeah,
you know, everything else that we've had it for a long time.
Sure.
So it's you got a lot of people that kind of been there, done that.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people have been exposed to girls wrestling.
Right.
And so, which is kind of neat. And you know, there's a lot of large schools that still don't have it.
Right.
Some their boys staff, coaching staff is coaching the girls, and they're kind of going back and forth. You know, but we have an official head coach for our girls program. So
how exciting is that you create this, and then you have so many Pohai girls go out for wrestling? Was that surprising to you? I mean, to have 20 on the team, that's a pretty big deal.
It's a pretty big deal, you know, and I think we've got a lot of ladies here that they may just be looking for something else in addition to do during the wintertime.
Right.
Because it's either you're going to be in swim or girls basketball.
Right.
So now it gives them another opportunity to go compete. You know, if they're a softball or volleyball, they can roll right into wrestling, and it doesn't affect their schedule so much. You know, that last hour of the day, they can continue on in athletics that last hour. So it really works out good for them. Gives them something else to compete for. Just it's gonna help body awareness for everybody that competes, whether that be a softball or a soccer or whatever it's gonna be. I don't know.
Right.
Just see how it unfolds. But yeah, and academically, I think it's gonna really help. You know, to really push through and make sure you maintain that certain grade level, so you
want to stay eligible.
Yeah. So
for sure.
We're excited about it, and so kind of looking at the junior high level too, and seeing what our numbers are like at that stage. So which it'll take a little bit of time just to keep it going. For
sure.
Again, everybody in the state's new to it.
It'll develop, and it is certainly a historic season for Pohai wrestling now, with girls and boys wrestling teams for Pohai. And of course, we got to remember the Pohai steppers and the cheerleaders. You know, they get into the winter sports, and then they're just as busy as ever.
They are. They're busy. I mean, the steppers and cheer. They're either traveling, they're at home, they're putting in their extra time in the evenings and in early morning practices, and so they're really doing a lot of work as well. I mean, so you gotta respect the time of the coaches and the kids that they're putting in, because you know, they're out there just as much as our athletes are supporting our teams.
And they are athletes.
That's right.
They are. And, of course, the Pohai Steppers getting ready for nationals. All roads lead to nationals. So when you see them out there performing, of course, they are preparing for nationals. And, of course, always look for fundraisers from the High Steppers and the Pohai cheerleaders. And there will be more fundraisers as we proceed throughout the season and throughout the rest
A lot of fundraisers.
the school years. So thank you for watching. Until next time, Wildcats, remember, hold that line.
I think hold that line was even better.
You think? Maybe? I think we nailed it.
Hold that
I think
line.
hold that line.